Obviously, the age of entitlement is coming to an end because governments are running out of money.
When Joe Hockey spoke those words in 2012, what he meant was the age of entitlement was over for plebs like us. Politicians are totes exempt. Since then, between winding back meal and travel entitlements for not-for-profits, cutting pensions and incorrectly billing innocent welfare recipients, Canberra has been business as usual. In the last 2 years, it's been revealed that Liberal MP Steve Irons slugged taxpayers $2,257 for flights to attend his own wedding. Last year, Stuart Robert fell on his sword for billing Aussies $1,600 to attend the opening of a mine owned by a company he had shares in. Tony Burke shouted his entire family a trip to Uluru in 2012 at a cost of over $12,000 and claimed the cost of attending a Robbie Williams concert in 2015. Peter Slipper charged taxpayers $900 in cab charges to go on a winery tour. And of course, we all remember Choppergate. They all had to pay back the money. Oh, and remember the guy who promised to put an end to the age of entitlement at the start of this story? Well, it was revealed that Joe Hockey was charging taxpayers $184,000 to stay in his wife's house while in Canberra. Malcolm Turnbull and David Feeney also charged taxpayers to crash in their own homes.
Within the entitlements, there are plenty of other ways that politicians are using your money, taxpayer funds, to further their own bank account. And, you know, a good example of that is what happens in Canberra, where politicians can buy homes or can rent homes off their spouses, for example, using the taxpayer money that they get for their travel.
Today, it was reported that 3 out of 22 government ministers billed taxpayers $7 grand to attend Malcolm Turnbull's private New Year's Eve bash in 2015, which means 19 ministers at least understood that a party at the boss's house is not official business.
There's probably some people that will never, ever catch, even though they're doing fairly dodgy things, because while there's meant to be transparency, some of it is really, really complicated. So I think there is a cultural problem there.
Oh, and remember when I reminded you about the guy who promised to put an end to the age of entitlement at the start of this story? Well, he's back. And these days he's the ambassador to the US, collecting a $360,000 salary, as well as receiving his $90,000 a year pension. And despite being paid so well, Joe Hockey has charged taxpayers thousands of dollars for minding his children while he wines and dines Washington's finest. And if you think the whole thing's a huge rort that screws helpless taxpayers, join the queue. But if you think anything is going to change, well, you're in for a very long wait.
Nice work. So we were saying last night that none of them really want it fixed, do they? Because they're all in on it.
Well, I mean,
they're all benefiting from the rules.
Penny Wong was saying, well, the things the Labor guys have done is different to the things the Liberal guys have done. But I don't think any of us really see those differences. We just see politicians, you know, ripping us off.
Yeah. Under the rules, every Polly's entitled to $175 allowance a day to cover their accommodation costs when they're in Canberra. Now, Malcolm doesn't actually stay at a hotel, though. He stays in an apartment owned by his wife and gives the $175 to her.
Fair enough. The Turnbulls need every cent they can get. They're only worth $100 million.
Yeah, well, it was news to me that Lucy Turnbull was running a hotel in Canberra. So last time I was there, I tried to book myself a room.
Who is this?
It's Julian from The Chaser. I'm in Canberra for the night.
Julian.
Very good to see you. It's good. I'm in Canberra for the night and I need somewhere to stay. I wonder if I could lease this place from your wife. Is that all right?
No, well, she. You know, my wife is very concerned about who I spend the night with. And
well,
you're the type of fellow that I don't think she'd want to have in the.
Well, the only problem is I only got like about $100, and how much is it for you?
No, it's not the money. It's not
$175 a night, isn't it?
No, it's not the money. It's you see.
Have you seen some of the good quality accommodation you can get around Canberra, Malcolm? Look at that. Budget in, that's less than $175 a night. Much better, very good service.
Oh, adult films on demand? Well, that's obviously more to your taste.
Right, OK. Yeah. All right, well, I suppose you can afford it, can't you? But then again, you're not really paying for it. We're paying for it.
Oh, look, that's a pathetic thing to say.
Oh, come on.
I could sleep under that tree. It doesn't matter where I stay. The government pays me the same amount, right?
I just think the landlord's not giving you a good deal. I just reckon you should negotiate with
that's between me and the landlord.
Right, OK. Well, so you're going to turf me out? Where am I going to stay?
No, I think you should go. I think clearly the adult films is what you need and you should go somewhere else.
It's the Canberra budget in. Well, at least one of us is looking after the budget then. OK. See ya.